This is the Phillies POSTCAST, your instant game reaction for the Philadelphia Phillies. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network. Your team every day.
Welcome to the show, everybody. This is Locked On Phillies POSTCAST. My name is Mark Farzetta, and if there was going to be a game that you absolutely needed, like the doctor of sports was going to say to you, you know, sports emotions, okay, after that Mets series, Phillies, this is what we're going to give you, Philadelphia fan base. This is what we're going to give. We're going to give you a 19-4 stomping of the Braves. And let me just get this out of the way now. I don't care that it was the Braves. It could have been the worst team ever fielded, ever in the history of baseball. Getting a 19-4 win in which you watch Kyle the Schwarbarian Schwarber hit Schwarbomb after Schwarbomb after Schwarbomb after Schwarbomb to have the 21st four-homer game in MLB history. And how about this? Becomes the fourth Philly to do it, the first since Michael Jack Schmidt in 1976 to hit 4 home runs, 4 Schwarbombs in a single game. Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and take that game. I don't care that it's the Braves. Yes, the Mets series sucked. This is awesome. This is history. This is something you're going to tell your grandkids about a night like tonight. And how about Kyle Schwarber? By the way, I was waiting for it because Kyle Schwarber is he's so not a me guy. And I had to watch him at the end of the game there doing his post-game press conference there with the TV crew and all that. I had to watch it, and I did watch it, and I listened to it, and the first thing I thought was, he's going to deflect this. He's going to be like, hey, but how about Nola tonight? You know, he had a rough start there, but then really settled it. You know, or how about Bryce Harper? You know, how about JT Realmuto? How about Max Kepler? You know, something like that. But I love the fact that even a man as humble as him has to acknowledge the historic night he just had. But he did it with modesty. He did it with a dose of humility and humbleness. He said, yeah, I really regret asking the guys in the cage how many people have hit 5 home runs in a game. And then he pops out. He's 0 for his last one. No, he broke out of his. And look, here's the other thing. His homers tonight were not only just mind-blowing, but also the first one he hit was somewhat comforting. First home run that he hit tonight was in the first inning, and it ended up being a 27-pitch inning for Quantrill. And he comes up and hits that home run. He gets a 1-2 curveball that hangs up there, and he blasts it into the second deck 450 feet. Hey, look, it made it a 3-1 game. But at least you thought, all right, maybe the offense will what would go on to be a 19-run game. Maybe the offense will pick it up. But, you know, we don't know these things in the first inning. We don't have a time machine, you know. But he hits a 450-foot blast. And to me, that was like, okay, you break out of an 0 for 20 slump. You get back on track with the home run swing, which is great to see for him. And not only that, he blasted 450 feet. So it's a 3-1 game. And then that started a little rally there because you end up tying first off, you end up tying the game at 3. Bryce Harper gets the base knock. Then JT Realmuto gets the 2-run home run. He blasted that one as well, 423 feet. Now it's 3-3 all of a sudden. Max Kepler, how you doing? Starting in right field tonight for Nick Castellanos. He gets a 3-2 cutter that just hung out there a little bit in on not on the hands, but inner half of the plate. He hits that one 399 feet. Now all of a sudden you went down 3-0. Now all of a sudden you're up 5-3. Big bang boom, just like that. And Kyle Schwarber, the Schwarbarian, started it. With that solo home run. Then he comes back up after a Bryce Harper home run in the third inning. He steps up to the plate in the fourth inning. This time he gets a 3-2 curveball hanging up there again, 383 feet that he just wrapped around the fair pole in right field for a 2-run home run. That one gave the Phillies a 10-3 lead. By this time it was on like Donkey Kong. Okay? Then he comes back up in the fifth inning. And he blasts another home run. This one, 378 feet. One-handed, 2-2 fastball away. This was a 3-run home run. See you later. Home run. Phillies are now up 15-3. But wait, there's more. One more, as a matter of fact, for Kyle Schwarber. And that was in the 7th inning. 1-2. This one, a 1-2 changeup. A 1-2 changeup. And he put that one out there 470 feet, and you knew off the facing of the second deck in right field for the Phillies to take at that time an 18-4 lead. I mean, if you didn't get chills, first off, leading up to that final home run of the night by Kyle Schwarber before he choked and didn't hit one in his last at bat. No, but the leading into that final at bat by Bryce Harper, if you weren't watching this game, if you were down there, I can't even imagine the chills. I can't even imagine the buzz in the air. But if you're watching that game at home, like yours truly, and probably like you as well, seeing everyone on their feet, they're teeing it up with the history. Michael Jack Schmidt. I mean, listen to this. You got to go back. I mean, you can talk about 1920 from, Major League Baseball, whatever, officially, blah, blah, blah. But, like, for instance, some of the names on this list, you can look at Ed Delahanty, 1896. I'm sorry, what? 4 homer games in franchise history. Chuck Klein, 1936. Okay, I've at least heard of that as a real year. And then Michael Jack Schmidt, which is a game in Chicago against the Cubs that was ridiculous, and it was 1976, and I know 1976 was a real year. So anyway, you got to look at Kyle Schwarber stepping into the plate at that moment. Everybody in the crowd already knows what's what. Everybody's got their phone out. They're trying to watch live and in person and on their phone, live and in person and on their phone. And there was a buzz, and that 1-2 changeup, he just annihilated for the 4th home run of the game for him. And in the process, 9 RBIs, a club record. The Phillies have been around since 1883, and you mean to tell me nobody's got 9 RBIs in a game before? What are we doing? This game from Kyle Schwarber and the Phillies in total, with, putting up 19 runs, for instance. This game was a very nice warm hug that we needed after an abysmal Mets series. So, yes, I don't care that it was the Braves. Yes, I would have loved to have seen this kind of offensive output against the Mets, but I hate to break this to some people. The Mets are a much better baseball team than the Braves. But seeing the Phillies do what they did tonight, this is exactly what the doctor ordered for you, Philadelphia fan base. So, yes, you better be excited about the player of the game. Let's make it official.
This is the Locked On Player of the Game.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go Kyle Schwarber on this one. By the way, in New York, top of the 9th inning, the Miami Marlins, talking about playing down to your opponent, are leading the New York Metropolitans 7-4 with 1 out in the top of the 9th in New York. How about that? That's a bit of a fun one. I can't be more excited about this one. As far as a turning point,
Time to reveal where the game was won or lost. It's the turning point.
Max Kepler putting the Phils in front, like they didn't just tie. They put it in front. You could certainly go with that, but you had a 3-0. You were down 3-0 going into the bottom of the first inning. Aaron Nola looked like garbage in that first inning. 37 pitches, bases loaded, 1 out situation. And bases loaded, 1 out situation. You got 21 pitches already racked up there, Aaron. Come on, man. And then it seemed like he just got crazily fastball. He fell in love with his fastball, which is not, I'm used to in olden times with Aaron Nola, him falling in love with his sinker, his 2-seamer, but not necessarily his 4-seam fastball. And man, he just fell in love with that pitch tonight. But yeah, 21 pitches already with the bases loaded, 1 out situation. He allows 3 runs to score. You're down 3-0. The horrible vibes could have continued, but the good vibes got going when the game turned around, when Kyle Schwarber blasted that curveball 450 feet. And you know what he said? He said to the evil baseball gods that want to doom the Phillies, not today. That's what Kyle Schwarber said. And he said it again and again and again as the game went on. And again as the game went on. So you got to love that. As for...
This is what you'll be talking about.
It's Dallas. No, I'm kidding. The Philadelphia Phillies, Kyle Schwarber, obviously, which we'll be talking about tomorrow. Him just going BANANAS bananas all over Braves pitching tonight. You love to see it. When we come back, we're going to take your comments. I'd love to see what you guys have to say about this Philadelphia Phillies historic night of 4-homer game for Kyle Schwarber. We'll get into that when we return. This is Locked On Phillies Postcast and the Locked On Phillies YouTube channel. Make sure you like and subscribe back right after this. Let me tell you right now about the Game Time app. You want to go to the game? You want to go to the concert? Want to go to the comedy show? Game Time app has you covered. There's nothing like seeing a baseball game live. Imagine being there tonight. Imagine people that are there tonight because of the Game Time app. They have the last-minute ticket idea, and they go, I know what, they're back. I need to root on the Phillies to bounce back against the after the Metropolitan Series. I got to root for them to bounce back against the Braves. Not only did you save money, but you had an incredible time worth every dollar to be down there for a 4-homer night, a 9 RBI night, a 19-run night, and also 7 home run night in total for the Phillies batters tonight, including Bryce Harper, JT Realmuto, and Max Kepler. That's a good night to be there. And also, 5 good innings from Aaron Nola. The first inning, not so much, but 5 good innings from Aaron Nola. 95 pitches, by the way, for Nola. But Game Time app made it possible. That's why I use Game Time app. Gives you the advantage. Gives you really the fans the advantage. As a matter of fact, Game Time is fast, easy, and backed by the Game Time guarantee. You'll always get 100% authentic tickets delivered on time and at the best price. Plus, all fees are included, so the price you see is the price you pay. Take the guesswork out of buying tickets with the Game Time app. That's how fantastic the Game Time app is. So download the app, create an account, use promo code LOCKEDONMLB. That's promo code LOCKEDONMLB on the Game Time app for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, that's LOCKEDONMLB for $20 off your first purchase. Swipe, tap, ticket, go. Download the Game Time app today. Game Time. Hey. Maybe you need gas like like Braves pitching needed gas today, but maybe you've been spending a little too much money on that. Upside is here for you. That's right, Locked On Phillies POSTCAST fans. Are you still paying full price at gas? What are you doing? Stop leaving money behind. Get real cash back every time you fill up with the free Upside app. Simply download the free Upside app in the App Store or Google Play Store right now and start earning cash at the pump today. Use my limited time promo code FOOTBALL. That's limited time promo code FOOTBALL. And get 25 cents back per gallon on your first fill up. What? Yes. You can make up to $300 a year just from buying the gas you already needed. So check out Upside. Don't let this offer drive by. Download the free Upside app now using the limited time promo code FOOTBALL for a limited time. 25 cent per gallon of gas bonus. That's promo code FOOTBALL. Disclaimer, tell you what it is. Its offers vary by user and location. Go to upside.com for terms and conditions. I'm Ron Burgundy. Let's get into the chat check and see how you guys feel about this Phillies win tonight, especially Kyle Schwarber going full Schwarbarian all over the place. I'm going to start in the recents, and I'm going to work my way back here. Bandman 100, not going to lie, after the top of the first, I was nearly despondent, but man, did that turn around fast. Kyle Schwarber, you are the man. As for Nola, well, it was good seeing the velo still up. Yeah, seeing the 94-mile-per-hour fastball again a couple of times was really good. Seeing him mostly be around 92 was fine. But there was one, why you bring up Nola, there's one particular point tonight with Nola that made me go, I remember that. And it was a called third strike on Acuna. I think it was. Make sure I got this. Wasn't that inning? Was it Acuna he got out there? Yes, that was the knuckle curve. There's another strikeout he had tonight where you saw that that two-seam fastball, that sinker. And in my opinion, like the knuckle curve is great, but when Aaron Nola is at his absolute best, we could obviously point to the knuckle curve, but the sinker has that great run on it, and that's when he's at his best. He threw that tonight. I forget. I think, was it Harris? No, he swung at the high fastball. Just trying to, whatever it was, he froze a guy. Absolutely froze him with this sinker. And that's the Aaron Nola that is at his absolute best when he's got that pitch working for him. God, you know what? It was Ozuna. It was Marcell Ozuna in the first inning. Got him looking at the two-seamer for his first strikeout of the game. That's that was the one right there. It was that earlier in the game. A lot has happened since that pitch, but that pitch made me feel better about him settling back down. So did a lot of home runs by Kyle Schwarber. Carl, good to see you. It's a voodoo woman named Phyllis that cursed the Phillies from playing well at Citi Field. I hope not. Phil and Phyllis are supposed to be on our side. James Rogers, hello. Eagles offered Jerry rejected. No picks and Jerry Pay Parsons out. That's funny. Jose Lopez Maya, hello, or Moya, excuse me. Los Pietro. Lo Ciento. Los Pietro is a restaurant I used to go to. Anyway, Lo Ciento. What made the Phillies all of a sudden start to hit? Was it Atlanta's mediocre pitching? How come they couldn't hit a lick against the Mets? Well, because the Mets are a better team. That'd be why. All right, going back to the top. Joseph Grillo, Nola is our Kershaw. Going to be here a long time. Happy the team backed him tonight. There you go. Evelyn. So the real team showed up today. Wow, Farzi, hope you and your family have a wonderful vacation. Thank you so much, Evelyn. I appreciate that. I literally have 100 meatballs. Well, actually, after we got to them tonight, we have 90. We have 94. No, we have 92. We have 89 meatballs left for the rest of my wife's family that we'll be hanging out with for the whole weekend. So we had 100, and then got to eat, man. And you can't just be smelling the pot on the stove all day. I am not a man of great restraint. Anyway, by the way, actually, maybe it was back up to at least the 96 meatballs. So, because of the 7 meatballs the Braves offered up tonight, huh? I'll show myself out. I'm sorry. Seabrook, hello. This team is so abusive. Damn, 4 bombs for Schwarbomber. How about that? Yeah, man. Beat bad teams. That's how it is. Braves, but I agree. They do. They are terrible. They are not a good baseball team. But 19-4 is a pretty damn good thing to enjoy and a historic night from Kyle Schwarber. So I'm going to go ahead and enjoy that. So if you almost saw a moment never seen in history, this is great. Yeah, almost 5 home runs. How about that? Joel Elvers, hello. Phillies scored almost as many runs tonight, 19, as the number of hits they got all series in Queens, 22. Yes, I saw that same stat, by the way. Also, by the way, while I have you, there was one more stat I was looking at. By the way, we're in the bottom of the 9th inning now, 2 outs. Marlins ahead of the Mets, 7-4. That's where we're at right now. Phillies could be back to 5 games over the Mets, baby. That's fun. That's fun to see. What the hell was I looking up? Oh, yeah, Kyle Schwarber. So he's good at baseball and stuff, which is fun to watch him, be good at baseball. But Kyle Schwarber went into tonight on pace. Oh, no, he's back up to project. Okay. No, they already upped it. I'm sorry. I think he was only on pace for like 54 home runs or something like that going into tonight. Now he's back up to 59. He's pretty good. John, hello. And they reel us back in just when I thought I was out. They pulled me back in. This goes on for 4 hours. Just kidding. You get the idea. Polar Buck, pay him, says Andrew Davidson. I agree. Polar Buck, they poo emoji all over the last few days, but now they're ready to walk away. Love bombing us. They're love bombing us. They are love bombing us. They're almost too affectionate. Seabrook, I had the same thought. So 0 for his last 20. How many more RBIs does he have than the rest of the lineup? Just in the last 25 at bats, I guess it would be the 24 at bats now, leading up to his last one. Does he now have more home runs, more RBIs than everybody else over that 20 at bat span? I think he does. Jess Patrick, hello. This is the Phillies team that Middleton paid for. Hell yeah. WW32. So they might have been a little angry tonight. Maybe release the fury. Carl, what happened Monday and Wednesday? I don't know. I wish I knew. Mark C, what's up? Us fans really needed a night like that. Absolutely breathe, exhale. I concur. Colton Schwarbom, the greatest player of all time. Timothy B, Farzetta. Are we surprised half of what they did to the Braves tonight was what we were hoping to see against the Mets series? Yeah, but the Mets are a good baseball team. This is who they are. Officially, or hopefully, they won't score just 2 runs tomorrow. Yeah. Well, if they do, I won't be here anyway. I'll still probably be following the game down Delaware anyway. Colton, hello. Let's do this even better tomorrow. I agree. Marlins 7-4 over the Mets in the 8th inning. And how about now? And now it's the 9th inning. Do we have a final Do we are loading, computing. 7-4. The Miami Marlins beat the New York Mets 7-4. Phillies lead back up to 5 games. What did I say? All those Mets fans that were bombing in on our chat after yesterday's game. They're like, oh, we're here to just watch you cry and drink your tears and eat our popcorn. Blah blah blah. I told you the Mets. I told you you're not that good. You're better than the Phillies. You beat the crap out of the Phillies at Citi Field, but you're still not a very good baseball team. Let's not get carried away. So just to keep that in mind. So back to 5 games already. Philly and 8. Hello. This team should wear the powder blues all the way. I do love the powder blues. The film space. Yeah. Kyle. What? That's a lot of letters there at the end. Kyle Wright. Hello. Bader supplanted Casty? Maybe. Kyle Wright. Yes, Mark. Hell yeah. Gregory Soto blew the lead for that. Oh, how beautiful is that? Needed this tonight. Can I travel? Absolutely. Ed, hello. I had no idea why we didn't put an arse whooping on the bleeping Mets like we did the Braves thing. Well, because the Mets are better. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You got, Star Wars. Schwarber, a future Hall of Famer? Well, I think he's working on it. Marlins won. There we go. Everyone's telling me this is great. Mets lost. Scott G. This is wonderful. Thanks, everybody in the chat. You guys are great. As per usual, I will be back with you guys Monday after this series is over, and hopefully the Phillies sweep the Braves. But I'll be back with you guys on Monday for the start of that Phillies-Brewers series. So that'll be exciting. Until then, let's hope the Mets continue to suck at baseball like they did today. And let's also hope that the Phillies continue to just absolutely mash against the Atlanta Braves. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. Make sure you guys like and subscribe. This is Locked On Phillies. Ray, did I get you in here? Kyle Schwarber is ridiculously good. Pay him all the money. The man must stay a Philly for life. I agree. Thanks, everyone. Have a great Labor Day weekend. You guys know I'm going to miss the hell. I really am going to miss you guys. I'm going to be following these games. Things are going to be happening. I'm going to wish I could react with you guys, but I got to, especially before football season kicks off and all that, I got to make sure I spend the time with the wife and the kids and the in-laws and feed them meatballs, because that's what I do, and that's what I care about. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. Have a great, phenomenal Labor Day weekend. I'll see you guys Monday night. See you guys then. Bye.